Synthaholics. It's the Red Tribal Podcast.
Welcome to the Synthaholics. I am one of your hosts, Holly Michelle, and with me is no one. Seriously, I am all alone here. We thought it would be a nice little treat for you all to witness a fun little video David and I had done back before I was a Synthaholic. This video was part of a YouTube project that isn't around anymore, so if it seems a little cut up, that's because we removed some of it, so you didn't go searching for videos that are no longer there. It's a little over 15 minutes long, so no need to get too comfy. You'll be on with the rest of your day in no time. So, with no further ado.
Hey guys! It's Holly from the Nerdy Nomicon, and guess who's with me? Do you know? I know. Do you know?
I think so.
Well, who is it?
It's David from the Synthaholics Star Trek Podcast.
There we go! You guys should have been seeing, not only listening to the Star Trek podcast, Synthaholics, but you guys should have been seeing a couple of his videos going up recently that are Star Trek inspired shots.
Yes.
And I myself, I'm not a shot person, but I decided to bite the bullet today and do it anyway.
She's going to drink one today.
I am.
All right, so this drink I call the Orion Slave Girl. Is actually a recipe I got from Tipsy Bartender. He called it the liquid marijuana. That's not very fitting in with Star Trek, so I renamed it because it's green, exotic, and so tasty. So we've got a little bit of sweet and sour.
That he made himself.
Yeah, homemade sweet and sour. It's also going to need blue curacao, melon liqueur, coconut rum, spiced rum, and pineapple juice. A little can.
Baby pineapple juice.
All right. Are you ready to try and make this drink?
We also need 2 shot glasses, a jigger, and a shaker.
Preferably with ice in it. But the liquids are the good one. So I need you to pour 1 ounce of all the alcohols. Either side.
So the big one's 1 ounce. So is it 1 ounce per shot, or is it half an ounce per shot? It's really 2 shots.
Well, it's going to be healthy, so we're going to have more than 1 shot each.
What? Leave with me. Got that?
Got that?
This stuff. I feel like it's coming.
Might be the top off.
Yeah.
There it goes.
That sounds nice.
All right.
Got this one. We got some heavy. All right, and then an ounce of everything?
Yes.
Oy. Whoop. One more of the. That's it.
Little bit
Oh,
more.
intended.
Have this?
Oh, it smells nutty. Just try.
Oh, well, it still tastes good.
Do you really got them? Yes.
Oh, wait, so you're just splash this, right?
At the end?
No, you're putting it now.
Oh.
Just splash this.
Okay. Smash.
A splash of this. Is it pineapple juice?
Just kidding.
No, don't break your nail.
All right.
Kind of tap and shake it.
Always make sure you got this little
Yeah,
on
like
top.
everywhere.
Can't do stairs. Boom.
It's nice and cold now.
Yes, it is. And drippy. Drippy. Straight in.
Straight in.
Woo-wee.
It's like a mess when we cheers.
Clink.
Bottoms up.
Oh boy.
Are you alive?
I'm alive.
Did you make it?
I made it.
What do you think?
I really like melon. So that was delicious. And it didn't taste as pineapple-y as I thought it would. But that's okay. Because it tasted like melon.
I actually got a lot of the pineapple taste, honestly.
Really?
But it's the I believe it's the coconut that kind of comes through too.
Yeah.
The coconut rum.
I have a lot of coconut in my life, so I don't know.
This stuff is delicious. It's so pretty.
I might sip
I
it
like
this
calling
time.
it the Orion Slave Girl because it's so green.
Yeah, it is
kind
got
of
a really
exotic.
good like color to it. Like check that out. It's very pretty. I'm a fan. But I am gonna sip this one. So yeah, this is delicious. You guys will have to try it sometime.
Indeed, it's a fun shot.
Yes. What are we talking about today? We are going to talk about 5 of our favorite forms of entertainment that take place in space. Obviously.
Space!
I picked 2, and he picked 2, and obviously we agree on one of them, but you're never going to guess what it is.
Nope.
No. So, who wants to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, I'm going to go with the first one being Doctor Who. I know you haven't watched it yet.
Doctor what?
Doctor what? I just love Doctor Who so much, and I'm a big fan of the classic Who, and just the whole thing. Everything about Doctor Who gets me very excited. I don't celebrate Christmas, so like the Christmas special is like the best thing ever. So yeah, Doctor Who. How about one of yours?
I really enjoyed the redo of Battlestar Galactica back in the, I guess, early 2000s.
Okay.
This was headed up by Ronald D. Moore and David Edick. Ronald D. Moore is actually the guy behind Star Trek: The Next Generation. He came in around season 3, and that's when it started getting good, and he had a lot of focus on the Klingon stories. He also worked on Deep Space Nine for a while, and so his take on Battlestar Galactica I really loved, for the most part. The first 2 seasons are super solid and story-driven, and then the last 2 seasons got a little bit Star Trek-y. And as much as I like Star Trek, I don't... It's not an insult, it's just... The first 2 seasons had such a strong arc, and they were so fantastic, and it was like, what's going to happen? And then the last 2 seasons, the episodes, they just had random characters come in for a whole episode that you never saw before. There's some drama around them, or it just, the focused plot dried up after the second season, and then it was just a bunch of random episodes. It was just very episodic instead of story-driven, which was kind of upsetting.
Gotcha.
Especially since it's supposed to end somewhere. And then at the very last episode, like, oh crap, we only have one more episode left. So then they just kind of like made it end real quick. I don't know. I wish there was more to it, but if they would have kept that strong arc going for all 4 seasons, I would have loved it so much better. But it's still good overall.
Yeah. That was very in depth as opposed to my I like Doctor Who. So
it's the alcohol talking.
Good job on you for that one. My other one is a book series. Right now it's just a trilogy, but the author told me that she's working on her 4th one.
You got it in with the author?
Well, I posted on her Facebook page because I absolutely love this series.
I am a stalker.
Yeah, well, I could
Please don't block me.
It's the Oasis trilogy by Colby Hodge. That's one of her aliases. Her name is Cindy Holby.
Mm-hmm.
And she writes a lot of romance stuff, but this one is her galactic adventure. And she just wrote a new one, not for this series. It's called Mustang, and I haven't read it yet, but I plan to. The series is about this world where women were not allowed to speak. They basically lived in, like, I think you call them hijabs, where like you can only see their eyes. And
So they lived in the Middle East.
Well, it was like the whole
planet.
So the women developed this ability to speak to each other with their minds. And they end up taking over the damn universe. It's crazy.
So it's like female Doom?
Yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, yeah.
Except there's no one chosen one, it's just a whole bunch of...
Well, the one chosen was a dude. The
chosen one's a dude in this book series too?
Yeah.
But...
And their only girls have the power.
Okay.
And there are these twins who are born. But
one's a guy.
Well, yeah.
And one's a girl.
One's a girl, one's a guy. And so
Wonder twin powers unite! Form of booze!
Yeah, so it's actually really cool because each book is like generational. So like the first book is the child, the savior's parents, and then the second book is that person's brother, like their uncle. And then the 4th is the kid's story, and then the 5th is supposed to be him actually ending the war. But we don't have it yet. It's coming. I posted on our Facebook page because her writing is actually lovely. It's beautiful, and it's very well written, so it's easy to read. And I was like, I just absolutely love everything that I've read so far, and I'm looking so forward to it. And she was like, I'm really working on it, but it's really hard to write, so... Be patient. So I'm being patient.
Writer's block.
I promise I'm being patient.
Drinking her tears away.
I really need to get Renegade, or not Renegade, that's a different author. I need to get Mustang because I really want to see where her head is at while she's trying to get back to finishing the Oasis. So.
And to not go with another TV show, I will go with a video game.
I realized that this is... not live.
Awkward.
And awkward.
I was filming and we both ran out of memory.
Yeah. So we reset. Duncan created a whole new mixed drink. Maybe you can name it. He'll think it's
I don't
something
know what it tastes
clever.
like yet, so...
Ooh, well, we're gonna find out. So we grabbed some new drinks, and we're gonna pick up where I think we left off. Hopefully I was right.
So my next pick is Wing Commander. It's a video game series. It's also a movie. Don't watch the movie. It was terrible.
Don't watch the movie.
Don't watch the movie, but the games are great. If you can find the games, play them. The first two are super old. DOS games, 2D graphics, trying to be 3D sprites. Then Wing Commander 3 came in with 3D, and they were 3D from there on out. But Wing Commander 3 started using full motion video graphics that should tell its story with cutscenes, and we've got Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker himself, as the hero, Christopher Blair. And then we also have Tom Wilson from Back to the Future. He was Biff. And he is Maniac. And he is... they're always at odds with each other, Maniac and Christopher Blair. But they're on the same team, but they hate each other. And this is a series where they're in a intergalactic conflict with a giant cat race called the Kilrathi. So...
Bad guy.
So the first three games deal with the Kilrathi War. The fourth game deals with making genetically perfect soldiers.
That always works out real well.
That always works out real well, and you kind of do a turncoat thing in the game, and you leave the Confederation and you join all these independent nations who are trying not to get their people killed because they don't want to be a genetic super race.
Yeah.
And then Wing
I
Commander.
want to sign up for that.
The perfect genes. And then Wing Commander 5, a new threat enters, and Mark Hamill, you no longer play as Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's an admiral, and you play as some new guy named Casey, and I didn't like him as a character. It was supposed to kick off a new series of games, and I guess it just didn't make enough money, and nothing else became of Wing Commander after that. So that was... I think the movie actually killed the game. I think the movie...
Probably. It
the
sounds
movie did
awful.
so poorly that...
It sounds really bad.
Yeah, because the movie, the cat race, they look like giant Muppets in the live-action games, but in the movie, they shaved off all their hair, and they're just, like, weird-looking aliens who are supposed to be cats, but they don't have hair.
And I think hairless cats are adorable. But not as a giant alien race. Not if they're supposed to be furry.
Yeah, it was very strange what they did, and the movie was not good. Don't watch it. I feel so sorry for David Warner. David Warner was in a couple Star Trek films, and this is not the highlight of his career being a Wing Commander.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry, David Warner.
Well, our last one is a real shocker to you all. If you didn't guess this, you gotta catch up. It's Star Trek!
Star Trek! Woo! And you've not seen Discovery yet.
Nope.
You should make it a priority. We're in the mid-season finale. Episodes 1 through 9 are all on All Access, ready to be binged.
Yes, but I don't have All Access. I spend too much money on things I don't even watch already. Excuse me.
Oh, so you should just binge it. And you can cancel. I think there's actually
they
a free...
might catch on
I think
to that.
there's a free introductory period, so you can actually keep it for 7 days before you have to cancel.
Kind
No,
of
we
thing.
got to get you to watch it so you can come on and talk about it on the show, on the Synthaholics
On the
podcast.
Synthaholics! I know. And it's not that I'm opposed to watching it. I think it seems really cool, and I've been avoiding their podcasts because they've been talking about it.
For 9 weeks straight.
Well,
Spoilers.
because there's new information, and you guys are like ready for new information. So I get that, and I miss your show. So I thought maybe I would just listen to your show and watch the episodes vicariously through your guys' discussions.
No, we need to get you in on the discussion. You're a Star Trekkie. You gotta get in on it.
Oh, well, hopefully soon I will watch
Do you have a
it.
favorite series?
See, that's hard because I have not watched every single episode of every single series. As a family, we always watch The Next Generation. You know, that's like... oh, my TV just turned on. Be right back. Sitting around the family room watching Star Trek.
Yeah, the family sat around. My family also sat around watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. But TNG's great, but I think my favorite series overall is Deep Space Nine. Really good story once you get past the first couple seasons. The Dominion War arc is fantastic. I love that they tried to do a focused story, and it was dark, and a lot of non-Star Trek-y thing happened in it, and it was kind of interesting to see people outside of their regular Starfleet bound. So no, it made the show a lot of fun. Some of their supporting characters are some of the best of the show, of any of the shows. Quark is great. Garrick is great.
I do remember Quark, so I know that we did watch that series as a family as well. Because I was always
Quark is great.
thrown off when I would see Ferengi that were bad. Because then I'm like, but what
Okay, because well, the bad one started first because because in Next Gen, the Ferengi were supposed to be the new Klingons. They were supposed to be the new bad guys, and it just didn't work.
Didn't work out.
They were too goofy to be like the big bad.
They are kind of goofy. That was
And
our
drinks.
list of 5, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So, what did we have? We had
the
Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
And then the game, what was the game called?
No, we had Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, Battlestar Galactica. And then the Oasis trilogy by Colby Hodge. And then...
The Wing Commander games. Not the movie. Avoid the movie at all costs.
And Star Trek. So those are our list of 5...
Favorite things in space!
So, thank you for hanging out with us. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on all forms of social media. And
Synthaholics. You can find us on YouTube. We have a Synthaholics channel where I make new drinks every single week for the past couple weeks, and that is my plan to continue to do so.
woot woot. And then we have the new batch.
The new batch!
Yay!
All I've had to review is terrible shows, except for Star Trek. That was the only one I was allowed to review that was pretty good.
Yeah. What did you make us?
Not bad.
Ooh. I like that.
I don't know. I used a dash of sweet and sour, some melon liqueur, some spiced rum, and the Smirnoff, whatever this is.
It's like a Smirnoff cranberry apple sourced.
And that tastes pretty
That
good.
is pretty delightful, I have to say. Delightful. What you gonna name it?
The red shirt who lived.
The red shirt. Isn't that Scotty? Am I wrong?
Yeah, Scotty's a red shirt he lived, but he took scotch.
Ah, well.
Oh, the Nielsen's rating watching you?
Who?
Nielsen rating. That's how they get rated.
Oh. Well, anyway. You learn something new every day. I'm Holly Michelle.
I'm David Duncan.
We'll see you later.
Take care.